And as a writer, I began to write, and also I began to think about what is it that I can do to make the difference, to how can I take this energy that I have, this negative energy, and turn it into a positive, turn it into something productive, turn it into something holistic, so history can judge me favorably. My mother and I left the country. I came back to the land of my father, the land of the poets, the nation of poets, Somalia. I was born in Mogadishu, Somalia, the capital city of Somalia. But when I was a young boy, my father wanted me to be a warrior. He wanted me to be a nomad. He wanted me to be a goat herder. So he sent me to live with my grandmother in the Nugal Valley. That's where I had the best time of my life. Because as you aged, you always think about what was the best time in your life. So I thought to myself, hey, my grandmother's still living. I came back to her land and not knowing anything about it because I've been away for a very, very long time. I've been in the U.S. since 1993. I went to high school there. I got educated there, became an instructor there, became a father there. Everything about my life happened in the U.S., Boston. Streets of Mission Hill and Roxbury and Bedford and Lexington and Woburn and Malden. Those are the areas that I grew up. Worcester. And for me to come back to this land, it was incredibly challenging. But I did come back. I decided to buy chairs, books, laptops, put it in a container on a cheap. I got it through Craigslist. And I packed them up in a container and I shipped it. It took about 3 months to get here, to get to Somalia. And then I just, take everything apart, rented a place, couple of rooms, put a school up, and then students start coming. I wanted really to challenge that negative energy that I gathered for many, many years in the U.S., in the war, everywhere. My life has been on the run. I couldn't settle. And I couldn't accept what it means to be a black man in the U.S. I was in search of something bigger. So I came here, started school, 120 students. Before COVID-19, I had 120 students teaching English, math, and tutoring. But basically, English was the main subject because I want students to know the language that I get educated. I want them to Google their own problems as well. And that's the reason why I started teaching English. But the more I stayed here, the more I found out that it's not sustainable. For me to be, I had myself as an instructor. I had a couple Kenyan teachers to help me teach. And I was paying everything out of pocket, calling friends and saying, hey, send me some couple $100 to pay this and pay that. And close friends of mine were helping me as well. Anyways, it was relatively successful. COVID-19 happened and the school got shut down. I didn't foresee all these terrible things happening to the world, particularly the COVID-19 pandemic. So the school got shut down. Now I came back. I left the U.S., published a book, and came back and restarted. Now we have about 60 students. We teach computers, we teach English. We also teach young people. We educate them through storytelling. How do we do that? We basically tell them to tell their own stories and also to decipher what's fact in the social media and what's truth. Like President Reagan said, trust what you hear, but verify it. So you know whether what's out there is truth or not.